10 grocery items that you should be adding to your pantry right now. Let's discuss. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano. No Frank today. No Frank the Bald Eagle. Got my Titanic mug. Frank is taking a bath in the sink. He will be around for the next coffee rant. Anyway, if you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee or whatever beverage you deem necessary, go ahead and do that now. This will be a bit of a lengthy discussion. Gonna get right into it here. So 10 grocery items that you should be stocking up on. Now, most of these are ones that a lot of our viewers have been commenting on, whether the prices have gone sky high, whether there's a shortage of them, which were some of these items we are seeing shortages of, and I will try to go over those as we go over them, but this is an updated list. Some of these are usual suspects that we talk about quite frequently, but as we go along here, especially here in summer, if you can find sales on these items and you use these items, not a bad idea to stock up on some of these. So let's get to it here. Number one big one that's been commented a lot lately has been water. There's been shortages of cases of water, distilled water, all different kinds of waters. You know, you may want to stock up on some of these. I haven't noticed a shortage, and I've actually noticed some prices come down. So before the prices go back up, at least where we are, we're stocking up on some different water, cases of water when we find a good deal on it. Kroger had their 24 packs a couple weeks ago. They were $2.99 on the buy 5 or more deal. Stocked up on them. Stocked up. 24 pack of water for $2.99 is a great deal. And they did have plenty of distilled water. I know a lot of our viewers who buy distilled water to use it for cleaning CPAPs and other medical equipment. It has been an ongoing issue with distilled water throughout the last couple years. I mean, it is just hard to get in. It's one that we see it go away, and it takes a long time to come back. We saw stuff go away there about a year ago, and then all of a sudden these gallons of distilled water and other waters were coming back at a much higher price. And gallons of water, it's rare you're going to see a sale on. So might be a good idea just when you see it to stock up on some of these, just to know you have it. Number 2, obviously, is coffee. Been having major issues with coffee lately as far as price increases. Coffee has really been skyrocketing in price more. The cheaper brands that have been going up, but we are expecting later that the more expensive coffees are going to be going up because they've kind of been hovering at the same price for a while. We're seeing less and less sales on the more expensive coffee, and we're seeing some shrinkflation in some coffee as well. As I've talked about over the last couple weeks, Green Mountain, the 12 packs of the Keurig pods have shrunk in size. Some of the different coffees, I'm not sure about the bagged ground Green Mountain, but a lot of coffees, people were asking about this, a lot of them have shrunk from 12 ounces to 11 ounces. Now, it's been a while on some of them. Some of the ones that we've seen have been well over a year, but a lot of people don't, look at some of these things, and it's like, even me, I can't cover everything as I go along, but, we have a lot of viewers that comment in the channel here and talk about these things. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, become part of the Dynamite crew, the Adventures with Dano crew on here, so that we can start all saving money in the grocery stores and beyond. Canned goods. Canned goods is a issue now, and I'm using that as a broad subject here because it's, before a couple weeks ago we were talking about canned tomatoes. Canned tomatoes were in short supply in a lot of different areas. I've had less comments on that one, but having more comments on the cheaper brands like Great Value, Aldi, the Happy Harvest, Great Value, the Walmart brand, and a lot of the cheaper canned vegetables being low or out in some stores. Got a lot of comments on this lately, so something to keep in mind, that if you're going to the store and you use Great Value canned vegetables or the Happy Harvest vegetables, when you see them, don't wait for a sale. Go ahead and stock up on some because, as we go along here too, as we go into the middle of summer, we're seeing all these good deals right now. We're seeing all these good deals. Don't think that it's going to sit here. It might, and I hope it does. I hope the sales are here to stay, but let's face it, if the last few years have taught us anything, that is not the case. So make sure you're stocking up on all of the canned goods that you use. I'm just using Walmart and Aldi as an example, but any kind of store brands that you use, these are the ones that we usually see disappear and not come back for a while. Now, there is a couple exceptions. Kroger, I haven't seen them go away. There's been times where it's been very low, but it's been well over a year for that. You're going to pay a little bit more at some places like Publix, Kroger, but you're getting more. I am convinced that Kroger's putting a full can of vegetables in theirs. That's why they're 89 cents a can or 99 cents a can. If you go to Walmart, you do the little shake test, the little earthquake test that I talk about, you're going to hear a lot of water. You're going to hear a lot of water in those great value canned vegetables and the Happy Harvest, right? I mean, there's 64s, I started thinking, I was like, there's got to be a reason why these are a little cheaper. I mean, that's part of it, if you continue to do this, don't go crazy with it, but I do. Like, when I was getting great value there for a while, I was shaking the cans. It was hard to find a can that was more full, or full of, corn or whatever I got, Anyway, moving on. Number 4, over-the-counter medicines. This has been an issue for years now, but it's getting more and more in the comments. A lot more people are talking about shortages of ibuprofen, acetaminophen, and it's not just name brands. I know the other day I was going over name brands because those were the ones that were on sale, but store brands can be an issue as well, and we've seen store brands go up in price in a lot of different places. So if you can find a deal, cool. If not, it may be a good idea to stock up on some of these items that you're going to be using. And I know I left prescription medicines off the chart here, but that one should be included with over-the-counter medicines. If you are having trouble finding your prescription medicines, make sure you stay on top of it. Check other places to see if they're available there. A lot of our viewers have been having issues getting over-the-counter medicines and stuff like that, and that is a problem. Pet food, number 5. Pet food is very plentiful right now. I would take advantage of that. Because last year, about this time, we were having issues with pet food. Okay? Now, it wasn't as bad as what it was like 2 years ago, but it was becoming an issue. A lot of our viewers weren't able to find a lot of it. Some of the ones, and I know a lot of you were using Chewy.com, who have still stuck with Chewy.com. And yeah, if you're saving a lot of money, always look for the best deals. But I wanted to mention this one because this time last year, we were doing videos on this, different pet food shortages. There was a major shortage of cat litter and stuff like that, all the different little things for your pets. So good idea to stock up on some of those items. We have seen some price increases on pet food items lately too. We've seen a little, not huge price increases, but we did see, where the bigger cans like Pedigree went up to $2.50. They're no longer $2.39. And then we saw where the smaller cans of Pedigree went up to $1.89 after being $1.79 forever. And these are prices at Kroger. So maybe a little cheaper or more depending on where you shop. And the Fancy Feast has stayed down to 90 cents a can, which is kind of funny because we saw increases on pretty much all the other ones. Like Friskies went up to 85 cents a can. So it's not going to be long before Fancy Feast goes up as well. But maybe they figured it out. Maybe they're keeping it together. They know this. They know that people are paying attention to every little nickel and dime these days. So they may keep it at that price. And, always check the different multi-packs as well. Multi-packs are going to ultimately be cheaper. But you do have to do the math because sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes maybe they haven't changed stickers for that yet. Yeah, I've caught that sometimes. So you want to make sure you're checking those things as well. Number 6 on the list has to be pasta. As to where pasta is not an issue around here right now, we are expecting pasta to have some shortages coming in the near future. Now, another reason why I bring this up is because we've seen some pretty good sales on pasta lately. Now, at Kroger, they had their cremette on that special six or more deal mix and match cremette pasta for 99 cents a box. Now, there's other things, some of our viewers were talking about Sam's Club and how they haven't been able to find their spaghetti, the 6-packs, for $5.48 for the 6-packs. Now, we had that issue for like 6 or 7 months, wasn't coming in, then all of a sudden started coming back in, so you might want to check online. Don't know if that's a product you can order online, but we are expecting pasta and different things to start going up, dry pasta. So make sure you take advantage of that when you find a deal. I don't see, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell like around here. I see it in low. I see it low at like Walmart a lot. Even Kroger can be in short supply sometimes, but they always have it, and we always have these other stores that we can think about. Different like Dollar Tree, Dollar General, even Family Dollar. I mean, there's all kinds of places that have pasta. Don't forget, if you're having trouble finding pasta, remember some of these different stores because they do sell it as well. Okay, number 7. This has gotten lowered down to number 7 because it's meats. Okay, so any meats that you find on sale that you know you're going to be using, especially like over the summer or some of these things, you want to be buying these when they are on sale. I wouldn't say go out and stock up on it and worry about it going away or something like that, because we were told that months ago and people are stocking up on it, and meat has been pretty plentiful in some areas. Okay, now do what you will, do what you want. I'm just throwing it. I'm telling you what we hear from our viewers and what I see in the stores. Now, Sam's Club, Costco, well, not as much Costco, but Sam's Club it does look like there are major shortages of meat at Sam's Club. Every time I go, it's very low. So take that for what you will if you shop at Sam's Club, but I'm seeing plenty of meat at Kroger and Meijer, as to where even the sale prices have gotten ridiculous. It is something that as we go along here, we're expecting these prices to get even higher. I know it's crazy to say, but all signs are pointing to meat prices going up again, including chicken, pork. We saw where pork even went up at Sam's Club. I haven't been to Costco in a while. I got to get out to Costco, see what it's like out there, because usually the prices are right next to what they are between Costco and Sam's Club. Also with coffee, if you have a Sam's Club or Costco membership, stock up on coffee there. It is way cheaper, and you get the big canisters of it, and if you can afford it, or if you don't have a membership, look into maybe a friend of yours who does, and then plan a weekend trip out there with them or something, so that you can stock up on some of these good items, because even if you don't have a membership, you want to make sure that at some point or another you can take advantage of some of these deals, because some of these things that we're talking about here are going way up in price at some of these big or smaller grocery chains. Number 8 is spices. Spices is an issue. Stock up on it. I don't really know what else to say about that other than you're going to start finding going to the store, and and this happens to me a lot. This is a personal one for me. Different spices that we use, different things. Now we're stocked up on them, but I think to myself, wow, I'm glad we did like a year ago, because they're gone. They're gone. A lot of the things we use and stuff, they're just disappearing off the shelves, and then it's taking forever to come back, and we're seeing inconvenience stickers everywhere at Kroger on different spices. I like how Kroger does that. I hate that they're disappearing and not coming back, but at least Kroger puts like a little we're aware of this sticker on here, and that's what I mean by the sorry for the inconvenience. Is a lot of these items, it could be, they come back in a week, but with spices, it's been a lot longer than that. Number 9 on this list could have been with spices, but it's a huge variety here of baking goods we need to talk about. So flour, I mentioned flour the other day and how we haven't seen any sales on it. Now some people have been saying that flour's been going up in price in a lot of stores around the country, and I find that's interesting, because we have not seen too many price increases on flour lately, but we have seen no sales, none, and that's usually a sign that, okay, they're just not putting it on sale, okay, because people are buying it up when they find it on sale. Because one, shortages, we've seen a lot of shortages in the past, not as of recent, but with Walmart, Great Value. Now there's heavy foot traffic through Walmart, and they're buying up all the different Great Value flour and stuff like that, and rightfully so. I mean, it's half the price. It's good quality flour if you ask me. But again, another item, if you go to Costco or Sam's Club, especially like with Sam's Club, we get our gold medal there. 12 pounds for, it was on sale. It was like $6.92. Might be back up to just a little over $7, but 12 pounds. I mean, it's really worth it. I get it because it's 12 pounds. I don't have to think about it. And I know we got enough for a long time. And that's something to pay attention to. Also included with baking goods is oils, cooking oils, sugar, and salt. Salt continues to be an issue. Most plentiful mineral on earth, and we have an issue with salt constantly. I go into stores, it's gone. I'll find like a couple here and there Went to Walmart. They finally had gotten back in Morton salt. Prices have been going up on Morton salt, but that's not the issue. The issue is they're not getting it. They're not getting it in, and this is one that you definitely want to stock up on, have in your pantry if you use a lot of salt. I wouldn't say go overkill with it. Don't buy up, just a couple, maybe get the store brand if you can find it. I know Aldi they have theirs every time I go. Now, it was 64 cents. It went up to 66 cents, but I mean, 2 pennies, new contract, I guess. But anyway, that's very cheap, 66 cents at Aldi. And great value is 76 cents, I believe. That's one that keeps going up. It was 72 cents forever. I believe it's 76 cents or 78 cents. It's under 80 cents still. But unless they raise the prices as I'm sitting here talking, which is very possible. Another reason why we do videos like this, guys, so we can let you in on the know of everything going on. So try and help you stay ahead of the game to help you save as much money as possible and just know what's coming in and what's not based on what I've seen and a lot of our viewers have seen. Cooking oils, as far as like vegetable, canola, these kind of oils have been pretty plentiful. But there have been people that have been talking about Mazola oil again. Now, this is one I don't understand it. Usually, some stores it's hard to find. I always seem to find it at Meijer. Okay, always find it at Meijer. And Sam's Club sells the big, huge jugs of it. If you don't mind having a big jug of it, which is really ultimately a little cheaper. But yeah, it's another one. I guess that's an issue. This was an issue a couple years ago. Mazola oil was gone. We couldn't find it anywhere. Then all of a sudden it started coming back in at a much higher price. Now, store brand oils, cooking oils, stuff like that have been pretty plentiful. We are expecting to see less and less different olive oils as we go along, but I haven't seen any store that's been completely out of olive oil. I know that with all the different weather conditions in like Greece and Italy, some of these fancy olive oils and stuff that were going to be in short supply have really not been, at least around here. But take that for what you will. We've had a couple comments of people saying they were having trouble finding some different cooking oils. Nobody was talking about which ones. And now I know we saw back by the holiday, we saw big holes in like cooking oil, stuff like that, but you got to take into consideration like with Christmas and the holidays, stuff like that, people are buying up the cooking oil. So anyway, just keep your eyes out on those things. Not a bad idea to stock up on some of these either, and make sure you have them in your pantry for the future, because today's prices are going to be ultimately cheaper no matter what you do than tomorrow's prices. Don't let people fool you. Prices keep going up. Prices keep going up. It's just going to continually happen until things level off. I'd hoped, like, as we were seeing these better deals, all these stores coming out saying these better prices and all this stuff, and we've seen some, but do I see things leveling off and staying there? Absolutely not. And take advantage of some of these summer deals while we have them. That's why we're doing this video. Okay, number 10. This is one that's been in the comments a lot lately, and I really haven't talked about it much, but personal care products. Okay, soaps, hygiene, oral hygiene products, feminine hygiene products, shampoos, all these different things. I've seen a lot of sales and deals at Kroger and some other places lately. We're seeing Dollar Tree and some of these other places get restocked with a lot of different oral hygiene products anyway. And be a good time to buy some of these. One, before places like Dollar Tree ultimately go up in price. They're going to get priced out eventually in some of these things, guys. Eventually Dollar Tree and so, or it's gonna go down to that size, right? It's one or the other. It's either going to go up, they're either going to raise all the prices, or things are going to shrink. It's going to be just like it was, because that's what we saw with Dollar Tree the last time when they raised the prices to $1.25. What happened like a week or two later, maybe a month later, we started seeing products that were like, oh, okay, now they're rolling out the shrinkflation. It was like we were getting hit with the double-edged sword there, and but these are things we want to make sure that we're stocking up on to have before prices go up again. These kind of things have already gone up in price. They've already skyrocketed where they are right now. Do I see them going up anytime soon? These are things I feel we can really wait for the sales, and we should be buying up these sales as we see them, because we don't know what the price is. You don't want to get stuck paying the regular price, because some of this stuff will be double in price. double. I mean, if you think with the mindset that if I get this now at half off or more, then as I go along in the future, I'm saving constantly. Keep your receipts. Do some math on things that you save in the future. See what it was. Compare it to a receipt that maybe you didn't get the sales. Start comparing to how much money you save. May not look like a lot at first for a one-day trip, but when you do the math over the course of 6 months to a year, you can really see how much you saved. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. We'll continue to update some of these things and go along as we see things. Make sure you let us know down in the comments what you are seeing. It's a crazy world, guys, and we're going to continue to see prices go up, and that's the issue that we have with a lot of things. So as I always say, make sure you're buying up the sales as you see them, so that you're not paying more tomorrow. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.